Hey, what's up? This is Daniel Kaiser from Game Trailers TV and GameTrailers.com and EpicBattleAxe.com, and you're watching DualShockers TV on DualShockers.com.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al here with DualShockers.com. We're at the EA event, and I'm here with
Greg Goodrich, executive producer, Medal of Honor, DualShockers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You saw it happen here.
Right.
We just had, I would say, the privilege to see Medal of Honor for the first time. I know a lot of people saw a little snippet of it back at the VMAs. We had a chance to see some hands-on of actual gameplay, and I got to say, it was phenomenal. Just a phenomenal thing to watch. If you can just, I guess, elaborate a little bit on what we discussed. So this Medal of Honor is the first one to take place in current times.
Absolutely. This is the first Medal of Honor that's out of World War II. It's set in modern times, the current fight in Afghanistan. And like all Medal of Honors, we are based on authenticity, respect the soldier, honor the soldier. This is not a game about politics, but this is a story told through the eyes of the soldiers on the ground doing the good fight downrange.
And it looked phenomenal. You actually mentioned the fact that you actually had the opportunity to be at to interact with some consultants or actually military based to get feedback for the game.
Absolutely, we've had absolutely unprecedented support from the general military, all the way from working with an Apache attack squadron, all the way to the Tier 1 operator. And we've had a number of those guys come in, spend the time, work with us on audio, work with us on weapon system, tactics, stances. They help us rehearse our motion captures. They just, really helping us dial this game in and get it right.
And I got to say, the sound on it was phenomenal. You mentioned that your audio producer has been with you since when?
Our audio director, he's been on every single Medal of Honor that's ever been made. So we're happy to have him around. He does phenomenal work.
So a man who obviously understands the sound of gunfire.
Absolutely, he knows what he's doing.
And we had the opportunity to actually see an AC-130 be called in. And I'll let you explain. What was the AC-130 doing exactly?
In the mission that I showed you, it was an AFO team that was heading into the mountains of Afghanistan to hunt Al-Qaeda on the eve of a U.S. Army Ranger helicopter assault, which was going to happen the following morning. So the gunship could only get so close to the unit until you removed some enemy positions, softened up those targets, and once you did that, that allowed you to actually call for fire from that gunship to help you out a little bit. And as you saw, it brought a whole lot of hate, and it did its job.
It was a little bit of fireworks, to say the least. One of the things that was interesting as you walked through that little bit of a demo, to note, you mentioned that it was at 60% of capacity right now. And again, I can't use the word phenomenal enough. Just even at 60%, it was a mind-blowing experience to see the breath coming out of some of the players, the blood splatter. To think of it at 100% is going to be just something crazy.
Yeah, that's a philosophy that we've employed quite a bit, and what we like to do is we actually, as of last December, we had the entire game stood up. And what I mean by stood up is what you saw, 60% of quality, and that way we can look at our game holistically. We can see the whole product, see what we got, see how it's playing, and we can find the fun. The easiest thing in the world to do is make a game look pretty. And so, we find the fun, we find out what's working, we exploit that, and things that aren't working so well, we fix them. And then the whole first half of this year, we can just make the game look pretty and play well and really iterate and turn that crank and get to a quality level that the Medal of Honor fan deserves.
And I think it deserves is a great word, because again, the franchise has built up very nicely. I think this is a beautiful addition to it. One of the things that I noticed on the gameplay that was different, you mentioned that there's actually a few different ways to play. You can go in there guns a-blazing, or as you mentioned, you can listen to your squad mates and kind of run different routes. If you want to just elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, you want to mix it up a little bit, right? And we have the opportunity to do that not only within single unit tactics, because when you play the Tier 1 operator, it's a certain type of gameplay. It's very up close, very personal, very surgical. When you play big military, the U.S. Army Ranger, or one of the other characters you'll play from the big military side, the sledgehammer side, that's an overwhelming force. It's a force multiplier, so it's a different style of gameplay. And within that, if you listen to audio cues and if you listen to your squad mates and do things as the designers sort of really to give you the best possible experience, you're going to get the most out of it. But you can play it any way you want to play it, and if you just want to go guns blazing, you'll get a different type of play style. So do it both ways, right?
Exactly. You get more flavor for yourself, if you will. What's the expected, I guess, gameplay for it? What do you think is it going to clock in at with the single-player campaign?
Oh, I don't know. A lot of people spend a lot of time worried about hours of gameplay, but I'd rather have a game that every single minute is fantastic, and it'll be what it needs to be a phenomenal experience, and people will appreciate and love and keep them on the edge of their seats from beginning to end. And quite frankly, if there's anything that we come across that doesn't reach a certain quality level or isn't doing things to the level we expected, we'll pull it. And so if it makes 20 minutes less of gameplay, well, it didn't make the cut. So, but therefore, we're just going to give the player, give the consumer what they deserve, and to reestablish Medal of Honor to the forefront of the shooter genre that it needs to be, and where it used to be, and where we expect it to be.
Now, you mentioned there will be a trailer dropping on March 11th.
March 11th, yes.
Okay, and the game is scheduled now for fall of
fall of 2010. Yeah, I have a date, but my PR manager is standing right behind me. I get a kick in the back if I told you the date. But right now we're saying fall 2010.
Fall of 2010. I've tried multiple times to get a date out of them, but I will attest to the fact that PR people are around and watching us viciously to make sure that
She's throwing daggers at me. I see her
daggers
right now.
of hate. But that's okay. So you mentioned that it's got a little bit of competition out there. I mean, competition within its own franchise.
Yeah.
EA has Battlefield Bad Company
right?
2, which is also a great game.
Absolutely.
The Modern Warfare 2 is out there.
Yep.
What will set Medal of Honor aside from those people that are going to draw a comparison?
Well, first off, those are phenomenal games. I'm a consumer and a fan first and foremost of those products, and we're taking a different tack, right? So we have a very authentic sort of look at our narrative, our story, and our characters. We want to tell the soldier's story from a place that is honorable and authentic, and we're really striving to do that. And also, you talk about Battlefield. We actually have DICE working on our multiplayer. Now, we're not talking a lot about multiplayer today, but we have a world-class team at DICE in Sweden that is handling and building our multiplayer for us. And as a developer, that's really cool, because we can spend all of our time focusing on a single aspect of the game, and they can focus their entire team on another aspect. So when you put those two things together, there's just going to be a whole lot of goodness in the box. And like I said, what the Medal of Honor fan deserves.
And right now it's pretty interesting. I don't know if you can confirm if this is public knowledge, but it sounds like the single-player campaign is going to run on Unreal, and the multiplayer will run on Frostbite. Am I correct?
Did you see the PR person sort of get into position with a dagger right behind me? No, actually, that's that's out there. Yes, we're running on a highly modified version of Unreal. Some of our rendering engineers we have at our studio are some of the best I've ever worked with, and yes, DICE is building on what they know, and that is Frostbite. And so, what that does, I think, what people can look at is it shows you the commitment that EA as a corporation has to this franchise. It's not the most cost-effective way to do things, but if you want to give players a great product, and you want to give players a great experience, you let the teams work on what they know best and what they can excel at and what they can make sing. Right. And if that's two technologies, that's two teams, so be it. But it's gonna be a quality game that people are gonna love.
And at least you guys have the luxury to say, hey, we have those two groups to do this and give you guys an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And I know DICE will do a phenomenal job with the multiplayer.
Yes, they will.
Now, are you guys at liberty to talk at all about the multiplayer right now? Anything we can expect, or?
We're not talking about that yet. It's coming soon.
I keep trying.
Yeah, I'd love to, but yeah, we're not talking about that right now. We're showing single player and still letting information out about that. But multiplayer information is coming soon, very soon.
Excellent. I know our readers and watchers and listeners are definitely going to be on the edge of their seats to see this. March 11th, you can best believe we will have that trailer up and out for you guys to watch.
All right.
So appreciate it. If you want to just sum up Medal of Honor in a couple words, how would you do it?
Medal of Honor. It's back. It's badass. And it's coming this fall. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.